So I get to play a deck that I really like, but I'm very upset that it's an Amber deck without Daisy Duck.
I thought Daisy Duck would go in it. Because it's so hard to quest.
Yeah, I think there's a real chance it's supposed to be in here, but I'm also trying to understand like some decisions that other people are making. So, we took some ideas and some concepts from the decks that were successful this past weekend. And this is I believe it was Jason Quigley deck list. Something Quigley. I think it was Jason. He was top 16 of like the 170 player 9 a.m. tournament on Sunday. So, and to my understanding, a lot of the top tables of that event, because there was only a 10 ticket difference, mostly just split in the last round. So that could have potentially been a top 8 deck if he was playing for it. What about you? What are you playing?
I am playing an Emerald Steel deck that I made last night, just going through my cards. It wasn't played by anyone other than me that I know of. But it's a Clarabelle deck. I really want to play Clarabelle. It's my favorite card in the new set. Oftentimes feels like a one-sided Whole New World. And a Whole New World is my favorite card in the game. So I want to see how Clarabelle was.
All right, so our general idea for every Amber Emerald deck is play the Diablo, protect the Diablo. So we have some pieces of that already, which is definitely what we're going to try and lean into. Not knowing what we're playing against makes it a little difficult to ink some of these things on the play or draw. I guess we haven't decided that yet. As always, you're odd. All right, so I'm on the play. So I think when I'm on the play with this deck, I'm just trying to establish the best Diablo turn. And because of that, I'm going to ink. I'm going to throw away the rest of my cards to try and complete my combo.
I have these 4 cards that I like, that I would like to have in my hand to win the game. I have a card that I can ink. I have a card that I basically never want to ink, so I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put back an uninkable. I don't know what I'm playing against if I'm in a tournament. So this looks like a generically good hand.
I believe if you go to Inkdex, he does have some of the list compiled already on there. I think there was a pretty good amount of them. I believe the top 8 decks from the Saturday competitive side event were posted. I think the 8 a.m. competitive was also posted. And then we made a post on Facebook yesterday showcasing the 2 top 8 decks that our team put up. There was a Ruby Amethyst that Dave Solberg, or Attack for 2, you might know him as, finished 2nd place with, and then Rob Serpay finished 6th place with Sapphire Steel. So those 2 lists are on our socials if you're looking for that stuff. I think it was just Facebook, though. Maybe Instagram. I can't remember.
We do not have a Ruby Emerald Robin Hood deck made right now.
No, not yet. Not yet. But we got, what time is it? 11:40. We have about 2 hours left of the stream, so anything's possible. Okay, I'm on the play.
Sure.
All right, so I think everyone has like this unwritten rule about this deck that you need to like always keep your aerials, and I'm gonna ink it on turn 1 because this deck, while this card is great, there are other cards that are also great. So we're gonna play Cove on turn 1, which makes us sad. We didn't complete our Diablo, but such is life.
All right, I will ink a Cloud Kicker and play a Robin Hood.
All right, so we're immediately scared by this list now because we now know that this is probably a deck that is one of the 2 decks that is very good into Diablo and has a million answers to it. And because of that, we have to start figuring out exactly how good his hand is into us. So we have to play
unfortunately, I drew a song turn
Sick.
1.
That was uninkable. All right, so
very frustrating.
We have a turn 3 shift. This is the Clarabelle that lets you draw, correct?
Yep. If you have more cards than me.
Okay, which is probably unlikely on the draw. So that's probably his ink next turn. So it looks like he's very likely to ink Clarabelle. Maybe not, but it's probably ink Clarabelle, play Morph, knowing that the deck I have, maybe he doesn't make that line now that we're establishing things, but nonetheless, we're happy that our Diablo looks currently to be safe from everything that you can be doing. So it'll be your turn.
All right, I will ink Clarabelle. I will play more, and I have to pass. I can't quest because of Hidden Cove.
Aha! The Hidden Cove for the win. Okay. We drew a little awkward. We have to make a really tough decision now. So there's a part of me that wants to establish Diablo, but at the same time, I don't think it's worth it. There's just too many answers. I don't necessarily want to play Bare Necessities this turn because he's only at one hidden card. So I think what I'm going to do is just try and establish this Aerial instead. The problem with the Aerial line is that I feel like I'm forced to now ink my Bare Necessities, which feels a little bit bad, but I kind of just think it's the life we're living. So we're going to ink Bear and play Aerial. We do get to pick up some interesting new choices. So we now have You're Welcome in the deck. This is going to be my first time playing with this card and construct it. I'm deciding, is You're Welcome ever worth it for the Robin Hood? I think the answer is no. So I think we're going to keep You're Welcome. No, I think we're just going to take it. I think it's better than the other song anyway. The other song is just ink. I'd rather have a better card that is also inkable for choices. So we're going to do that, put these cards on the bottom, and pass the turn.
Well, You're Welcome is frustrating, considering I want to ink this Clarabelle and shift the beast.
Okay.
And I am... I'm assuming the beast is going to get You're Welcomed anyway. If it doesn't, then what? You put an Ursula into it. So I'm going to quest with 2.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I want to do is keep you off Singer 8, and I'll pass. So if it gets rid of Ursula, it's also okay.
Okay. I think we're just forced to do this now. We're going to ink You're Welcome. We're going to play Muses. And we are going to sing We Don't Talk About Bruno.
All right. Morph is 1. Robin Hood down.
All right. And then Muse Trigger is going to bounce your Robin Hood.
Yep.
And we're going to quest for 1. Your turn.
Draw. I am going to ink the beast, play a Morph, and a Robin Hood.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Cards.
3.
All right, we're going to draw.
There is a local tonight in Maple Shade.
Oh.
If I was going to a local, unless Dan was going to a Maple Shade, I'd probably go to East Coast Games. Right?
No, Dan is hanging out on the Lorcana Innkeeper tonight.
That is true.
With Kylie.
Look,
so
I have a sticker.
Yeah, that's where we're going to be at tonight. I'm going to be hanging out with Katie over there, and I believe Inkborn Heroes, if I remember correctly.
The Lore Keeper's in.
I'm going to Ursula you.
Okay. 2 more beasts and a Pete.
Okay. Check. That makes our hand much more confusing. So I think what we're supposed to do is quest for 1. Go to 2. I guess we're not questing. No, questing 4 is fine. Man, this is super awkward. Maybe we're just not supposed to do this. Maybe we're just supposed to put dudes here. We put this here. We put this here. And we just be sad about not hitting with Ursula. And we keep all the cards in our hand. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I will.
I'll put a new one in chat.
I'll ink the Pete.
Here we go. I'll update that later, though. Thank you.
I have nothing I need to challenge with beasts. I might as well not banish my own morph.
Yeah.
And I'll pass the turn, and I'll just pray for no painting the roses.
All right. We draw. Not exactly what we wanted, but we are going to aerial, sing, get rid of one of these.
Be easier. Beast is 1. Oh, I'm an idiot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so we do get the card we wanted, which is great. I think we are still going to kick the morph. So we'll bounce morph back. And then we're going to pay 3 for our Diablo, get him established. We're going to pay 1, move Diablo there. We're going to quest with everything. We're going to gain 3 lore. Go to 5.
Okay.
And it'll be your go.
All right. I'm going to draw Zeus.
That'd be great.
I'm going to play a beast.
Yep.
And then let's see. I'm either going to lose my entire hand just to play this card, or keep these 2 cards to protect the beast in my hand. The beast isn't doing much with a Diablo. I'm just gonna pass.
Untap. We draw. Okay. So we're really making a decision if we want to put Ariel back in our hand. I think the answer is yes. So we're going to simply sing a sudden chill with Ariel.
Discard a Robin Hood.
All right. Trigger Muses. We're going to put Ariel back in our hand. No, we can't. Sorry. That's where we messed up. We'll put the Robin back in your hand. We're going to then quest for 1. This card is not efficient right now. So I think we're just going to ink it, put everybody in the cove. Quest for 1 more. We'll be at 7. We'll be at 8. And we're going to leave the muses readied. Your turn. Beast trigger.
Which said start your turn, not after your draw step.
Correct.
All right, well, I'm going to draw 2.
I will draw a card.
I don't know what I'm drawing.
And I will draw a card.
We're not having a great time here. Going to ink this Mother Gothel. It's never going to return anything I want it to. And then we're going to play a Morph, a Robin Hood, and a Pete.
Okay, no actions next turn.
Yes.
It seems good.
And going to challenge the Hidden Cove.
That makes sense. Tree.
And pass the turn.
Okay. We'll draw. It's a little unfortunate. So we don't know if our opponent has grab your swords. We have no idea. Next turn could be very ugly for us if he is able to find a grab your swords. So therefore, I don't really want to commit to this particular line that I've drawn into. And I actually don't have a payoff for it either. So I think we're just paying for a second muse. And then I mean, we can move it there, but it's not going to matter. We're just going to quest for 1. Go to 9. I think we can also quest with these Ursulas. They're not that relevant now. So we're going to also quest the Ursulas to 11. The real truth here is at the end of the day that, like, if we can set up Under the Sea, we have 2 ward characters that he can't interact with very well. And then we also have a 3 health character that also he can't interact with very well. So I'm not too worried about those things. It actually might help us if he gets rid of Code now so we can start bouncing Ariel. Here we go.
All right, we're both going to draw 2. I am going to ink this beast.
Okay.
Going to Ursula you.
I have a We Don't Talk About Bruno. And then I have
third one.
Prince John, and Ursula.
Okay. And I'm going to return Diablo to your hand.
That makes me sad.
And then I'm going to take out the Cove with these and the Ursulas with these. And pass turn.
We're going to draw. We're going to be a little sad. Okay. So, really wasn't that good of a draw for us. I think we're going to... part of me wants to play this. Actually, I think it's okay. I think we're going to ink this Ursula. And then just put our evasive guys into play. This way we can still have a way to continue to gain lore. I don't think there's any world where we need 2 muses here. I'm not sure if it's worth it to get rid of the Pete. I don't think there's any way he has to like bounce it back and hurt us that way. I also could potentially just take both of these with these guys and then let them go because this still sings correctly. But I also could just like leave these characters in play because they don't mean much. Like this is the most annoying character of all of them, just because he can shift into anything, including Clarabelle and things like that. But I think we just have to kind of like risk it for the biscuit for another turn. We just, we really didn't we didn't draw anything that we really needed in that turn. Kind of just the life we're at. So here we go.
Draw. We're gonna hit the Diablo.
Sad. Oh, you draw. Oh no, that's right. You're not drawing.
Okay. And then cluster 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And pass turn.
All right. What does that put you at?
7.
Okay. What's your total on the second quest?
If I quest what now?
If you quest, like if you're able to quest again,
I would go plus 8, so I'd go to 15.
All right, so we're on 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
How do they get the deck lists?
These are none of these are deck lists or like public or anything like that right now, guys. We don't have it set up or anything. We're just building off of Inkdeck's deck list right now.
And do you have a link to your shop?
That I think so. Give me a second. We really need you not draw Kit there. But you did, so you made it unfortunate for us. You not draw Kit, or we need to just draw a song. Like, that would have been great. But we spent 3 turns now not drawing a song. And now we're in a position it's very bad for us. Unfortunate. Okay, so the real problem here is that I needed the Diablo to live so I could just threaten game the following turn, but it didn't. That might have been my own fault, but I don't think it would have worked out anyway. I really needed Diablo to live in general to make my lines work correctly. But the Kit really threw us off because we can only get to 19 now and not 20. Because of that, I still think I can make that play and then force him to make it, but I also feel that's just incorrect for me in some cases. So I think I'm supposed to like awkwardly go into your beast with both of these cards, which also is definitely worse into most things, but I get rid of the beast.
I would definitely sign your deck box in Vegas. If anyone has anything they want any of the team to sign, please approach us. Some people ask after the fact.
Rid of that.
All right. So what did Muses do?
Kill your beast.
Cool.
This is going to quest for 1. And then we're going to put a Prince John and a Diablo in play.
Yep.
Here we go. I went to 12.
Draw. I will kill Diablo.
Man, you're so much better at this game than I am.
It's true.
It's crazy.
You know, when I have no cards in hand, I can't lose.
It's crazy how much better at this game than you are. I am.
No one has gotten to see our playtest sessions before, but I am undefeated when I have no cards in hand. Kill the Muses. Is that true or false?
It's incredibly
Chat
true.
doesn't know.
I can never win in war.
What do I want to give up for Ariel? Robin Hood has high upside.
Isn't it just the Kit, right?
Yeah. I can return cards to my hand, so I was just making sure.
You can?
Yes.
Okay.
There's one in play that returns cards to my hand.
I guess you can do that, yeah.
I could bounce my beat.
There you go.
Quest for 2. Boop, boop. And pass the turn.
Here it comes, guys.
A Surhis.
Oh, what a win. What a great card we drew there. Man. This would have been super good last turn. 3.
Somebody only typed asterisks, which I'm assuming is my name. And
man.
Me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just for 1.
Okay.
Go.
You have more cards in your hand than I do.
I do.
Guess I'll also shift another Gothel.
Okay. What's that do?
Exactly. You return one of your characters to your hand.
Okay.
At exactly 7 ink. All right. Gain 5. Go to 14. Go ahead. Well, that was fun. You were winning until I had no cards in my hand.
I drew 5 cards in a row that were not songs.
And this is why the 2-game format is rough.
Yeah.
You get unlucky, you don't have a 3rd game.
Yeah, so the line there was hoping his kit, like just hoping he didn't draw a kit really. If he just drawn any card in his deck that didn't interact with one card on my side of the play, which were plenty of potential chances there, I think I can win the game. Or I put him in a very bad position in general, but that just didn't happen. Didn't go my way. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of fell apart there. I didn't even have like a good line to win, to be honest. The Cove was actually bad for us in some ways. The idea that I couldn't return my aerial back to my hand was massive. It's proven that my first aerial would have missed, which is fine because it just would have dumped the 4 cards that we clearly lost the game because of. But it's kind of just where we are, I guess. Thanks for all the interaction today, guys. We're trying to keep up with chat and talk and play, and it still work out and look good. 2, 3, 4, 7. You were on the play this game, sir.
I am. And I'm going to mulligan 7 cards. These cards are just terrible in the beginning of the game. Don't have the connecting to that. Could just keep this. But I know I'm playing against it. Doesn't really quest. This is much better later in the game. We don't want to play this before turn 5. I will just keep this 1 card. Because at least it's inkable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
That's such a weird matchup for us. I feel like we're just supposed to set up singers and try and like steal the game that way. So I think I'm gonna, on the draw specifically, I think I'm just gonna keep like a non-Diablo hand and see what we can do with it. Okay, here we go.
All right, let's see what we ended up with.
The goats.
All right, we're flush with these things.
Okay, are we crooked? A little bit. There we go.
So we are going to ink the one we're least likely to play, which is going to be this one. So we'll ink a Bruno and pass the turn.
Woot! We are going to ink a Hiss, and then we are going to play Diablo.
Strength, you're welcome. Mother,
Oh my goodness.
Robin Hood, Pete, Mort.
What a miserable mulligan for you.
Yes. It's pretty bad.
Okay. Here we go.
Draw. Oh, look at that. We'll ink another Bruno, which I'm not convinced should even be in this deck. Go ahead. Just
Okay.
felt like it was on the auto include list. But I think it's pretty bad.
All right. So we have a turn 3 shift. And he has the ability to sing Mother's Knows Best. It's a really weird turn for us. It's like I feel like some of our cards got a lot worse because we don't have an answer to shift at all. And I think because of that, we have to ink Bruno. I think we're supposed to just Ursula here and take your strength.
Yep. I can now ink the Pete. I was probably going to play Pete next turn in case I needed to shrink something for
There you
2.
go.
We're going to ink Pete. shift,
Yep.
and quest.
Yep.
And pass.
Okay. We have to ink an Ariel. I think we're inking Ursula, playing Ariel. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna find a You're Welcome of our own. I'm okay with. We're gonna sing a sudden chill.
Discard Mother Christmas.
Okay. Quest for 1.
Okay.
Here we go. Draw.
We both draw a card. Yeah, this does not feel like a winning strategy. I also don't think Mother Knows Best would have felt like a winning strategy. What am I even hoping to do? All right, I'm gonna You're Welcome, Diablo.
Okay.
It's the first time I've used that on an opponent's card without having Clarabelle in play. I also think this is just showing like this deck is not very good without Clarabelle. Just like how that deck is not very good without Diablo.
I draw 2.
I'm at 4. Sorry, I'll take out Ursula.
I'm
at 4.
I drew 2 cards, guys. Yeah.
And pass turn.
Untap draw. Man, what a cool card I just drew.
TFM Kylie. No, get out of chat. Kylie's not allowed in the chat.
We're gonna play Diablo.
Yep. What's funny is she just thinks I'm being mean.
We're gonna ink Muses. And we're gonna pass the turn. Maybe we shouldn't ink Muses. Maybe we should have kept that card. It's okay.
Okay. Well, I'll bounce Diablo.
No, come on. God.
Although that does make it so I can't do anything else. Go ahead.
Draw. Okay. Play Diablo.
Thank you, Sean, for another gifted sub. Kylie, you better say thank you.
Oh man, Sean's killing it today. Ink paint. Wish I drew better ago.
Here it comes. I will ink this and I will bounce Diablo. One, two, three. Go ahead.
And finally, ink
Oh, I have
that.
no cards in.
Play Diablo. Go.
All right. What do I need now? Storm? This deck sucks. What am I even going to do? I'm going to get Under the Siege. Ink. Quest. Go ahead.
What's up, but yeah.
13.
Okay. We'll draw. We'll Kita. And we'll sing Under the Sea.
Well, now, if I draw a Cloud Kicker, I can bounce Kita.
And then we will quest for 2.
Yep.
Is that my first?
Yep.
Okay. And it'll be your go.
All right. I have no cards in hand, so
Yeah.
I clearly can't lose.
I draw.
Kill Diablo.
I draw again from your Let the Storm Rage on.
Yep. Bounce Kita.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Untap.
It's the best shot I have.
Ink. No follow-up. So Bruno, that you discard it. I draw a card.
No.
Play Diablo. Play Aerial. Whiff. And quest for 2, 4. Go.
Jeez. Go ahead.
That's a good one. Draw. Play Ursula. Play Kita. Quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to 9. Go.
All right. We'll both draw a card.
Truth.
1. We both draw another card.
Okay. Oh, this one.
I'll bounce Kita. I will ink Robin Hood in case I draw a Clarabelle and pass turn.
Kita Under the Sea. Plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Diablo. Ink. Go.
Go ahead.
Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 18. Play Kita. Go.
Draw. All right. That's game.
3 games. I don't know. I didn't get to draw one of the new cards, which was unfortunate. We didn't draw any Annas. I really like the idea of Anna in this deck, specifically because we are a 2, so we can always just like buff our stuff if we need to, remove cards from the table if we need to, and then just discard if we need to. So I love the idea with this with Muses. So I think it is kind of cute. I also think it's pretty like easy to play this on 3 if you need to now. So you can just put it on, like put it out there on 3 if like it's a worst comes worst serve, and then you can use it back later. Even in the world where we're just like I play this card and I sing with this card with Muses, I bounce this card back to my hand so I can replay it on 5 and do more things with. I do like the idea, but all in all, we didn't draw it, so we didn't get to showcase it at all. In the end, I don't know that I even like Your Welcome in this deck.
I like it because when you have Prince John and your opponent has no cards in hand.
Sure.
Also, you have so many inconsequential cards like Diablo.
Yeah,
or Ursula.
I guess it's
that
probably
you can just
fine.
Put back in your deck.
It's probably fine for that. It does get rid of like, I don't know. I guess in some ways it's just more Bruno's, which is one of our best removals. So I think that it probably is just fine. But all in all, this deck is still kind of just the same thing. It's still kind of cracked. We saw we saw in game 1 that the deck can just fall apart, and when it falls apart, it just feels bad. I do think there's ways to build this deck that plays Daisy Duck. So like if you just want to pick up a 1/4 that gains 2 lore, I think that's like totally reasonable and totally fine. Aside from that, there wasn't too many new cards in this one. But what do you got going on there? You had a lot of new stuff going on there.
I do. So this is just these games showed that you have to have Clarabelle in play for this deck to really function. Otherwise, it's just too fair. It's just a weird mid-range deck. But when you do have Clarabelle, cards like You're Welcome, cards like Mother Gothel, Kit Cloud Kicker, the fact that all of them say also draw a card is just nuts. Like, I think this card is actually way better than anyone ever thought it was going to be. You could play it on 2 and you have a shift target, or you can play it on 5 bounce something, draw a card. I think that it's nice that the small Clarabelles are playable as well. So I was playing 1 of the 1 costs and 4 of the 3 costs, and then 4 morphs as well.
Right there. Flipborn Wilder Gothel is hanging out. You did get to play it once against me.
Yeah, I think that card's very good. It's a 4/6. It's just those numbers are so interesting in this game.
On an inkable character that can also shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise quest for 2. Actually won in a draft doing that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, you can't win next turn. I did. I think that we don't talk about Bruno is the worst card in this deck by a mile. I would take that out for sure. It doesn't get abused the way it does in a Prince John deck or a discard deck in general. Like, I want my opponent to have a lot of cards in their hand, so discarding random cards not great. I think that You're Welcome and Zeus have almost the same text when you have Clarabelle in play, so that's nice. This deck also is usually good at dealing with Diablo. It felt uncanny that you drew some cards off Diablo. I did end up dealing with both of them at times. Even bouncing it is so good because it's uninkable, so you have to spend your whole next turn playing it. But yeah, I think this deck does broken things. Unfortunately, just with Clarabelle, and there's only 4 of them.
Yeah, I guess for that deck in particular, like, is there an argument to be had for, like, why are we choosing Clarabelle as opposed to a Diablo line?
Because the Clarabelle wants your opponent to have a lot of cards in their hand.
Yeah.
And the Diablo line does not want your opponent to have a lot of cards in their hand.
Well, I guess that's the point, though. Is like,
so like,
do you
why
think
play
we're
Clarabelle instead Diablo? We cannot protect it very well in this deck,
right
in these colors.
Okay.
And like last night, I had Clarabelle against red purple, and I was drawing like 2 to 4 cards at the end of each turn. Every time I drew a song, it was just like, oh, awesome. Kill your thing. I lose absolutely nothing from my hand because I'm going to redraw back up.
Yeah.
Like, Clarabelle makes songs even more than free. They're just like, you want to have no cards at the end of your hand, at the end of your turn, every single turn.
Right.
So it's just, it feels so unfair. Yeah.
Respect.
I could see playing a whole new world, though, in this deck, especially if we're morphing and shifting Robin Hood or shifting Beasts. I can definitely see a whole new world being played. It'd be interesting to play a Pete, sing a whole new world, and then they're stuck with cards in their hand. Maybe wheel them again. So I think the Brunos could be whole new worlds, and people could test that out. There's not that many uninkables in here.
Yeah.
But this was just a fun deck I threw together, and I do think it has legs, though.
Fair enough. Fair enough.